Hello, Sir David the Bard. Yeah, I'm still here. Barely. I'm coming to you from Kangaroo City down here in Australia. And I just was down at the kangaroo school there. Little Betty, God dang, she always giving me trouble, okay? Her principal called me, and I said, well, you know, what's Betty doing? And he says, she's hopping. And I said, well, God, she's a kangaroo. But we don't let hopping in the classroom. All right, I'll talk to Betty and see if I can get her sit on her tail. So anyway, I was down there trying to solve that problem. A couple of things, update. I had a gentleman. Monson calls me every time I'm on the phone. He's calling me. Oh, Lord. Yes, President Monson, I'm on YouTube. What do you want now? Yes, I will, Brother Monson. Thanks, guys. Bye. Damn. You think I make this shit up? I don't. This just happens at the bar. Okay. I had a guy from Ireland today write me, and I appreciate that. I get some letters all over the world, mostly the United States, but all over the world. And he wanted to chat with me on the phone. I have no problem with that. I'm willing to chat with anybody when I have the time and I'm not with my kangaroo family. Anyway, I tried to email you back, and I do this a lot to you guys. You ask me shit, and then I email it back, and my Yahoo goes, Monson doesn't give up. These are the Mormons. This is what's made me like this. Hello? What's that? President Monson, listen. I don't know a lot about Alzheimer's, but you called me twice here in the last 10 minutes. I'm on my YouTube. It's Thomas S. Monson. That is your name. God. Are you the prophet of the Mormon Church? He hung up. Anyway, the gentleman from Ireland. I'd love to talk to you on the phone, but I emailed you and it didn't go through. Now, I'm going to hesitate doing this because there's so many damn ugly Mormons that are going to use this as a tool. I may have to change my number, but I'm going to give you this number. It goes directly to Monson and me. Two people, me and Monson. The gentleman in Ireland, if you'd like to call me, you're welcome to do that, okay? I'm going to give you my number. I'm going to think on that. I'm going to think on that, not because of you, but because of them. Let me think on it. The other gentleman from Bulgaria wrote me a nice note today. He had met with the missionaries 5 times, and then he came across my channel. The missionaries have a reward out for my head, dead or alive. He called the missionaries up and said, hey, I've heard some things about your church, and he started in on them, and they hung up. They just hung up because they couldn't defend it. They couldn't defend it. So anyway, the Mormon Church now has a bounty out on the Bard, and if it's under 1 million, I'm going to be embarrassed and ashamed. So 1 million, dead or alive, it doesn't matter. All right, now down below, I have a link. You think I was making shit up in my old videos? I have a video on this. But everyone, oh, you know, Reformed Egyptian. This is the Desert News. The rag. Ooh, I heard it do something. I think it was just a fart. I can't tell yet with this phone. One is farting, one is speaking. I don't know. The Desert News, which is the rag of the Mormon Church, it's not a real newspaper. It's not. It has big headings on it, and it looks like a newspaper until you read the shit and you go, God, none of this makes any sense. Well, here's one that doesn't make sense again. The Desert News thought it would be a good idea and faith promoting to you people that aren't Mormons to see what a Mormon mother does on Sunday to get her children to church and home and fed for the day and whatever. Now again, I do this all the time, folks. The Mormons don't know about the real world. They live in this bubble. And in this bubble, they just keep talking to each other. I know the church is true. I know Joseph Smith is it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect my salvation. I've been promised if I follow a prophet and he's wrong, I'll still be rewarded. They live in this fantasy world that none of us live in anymore. I lived in it. I crawled out of the bubble, and when I opened the bubble up, God, there's a real world out there, and I know very little about it. I know very little about it. Well, over the years now, I've learned a little bit about the real world. So anyway, they have produced a faith-promoting story of this mother. I think she lives in London. And read the story. It's true. I did a video on this 2 years ago. This is what my Sundays were like. I can't remember if she has, I forget, 3 or 4 kids. You know, totally I have 14 kids. I think the most I ever had in the house at one time were 6 or 7. Watch me take 6 or 7 kids from 0 to whatever, 12 or 13 years old to church, and then try to find, you know, sanity. Try to find sanity. So anyway, take a look at the link down below and see what the real Mormon church is like. And let me see how many of you women want to raise your hand to the square and promise before God, angels, and these witnesses, this is how you want to spend your Sundays. This is how you want to spend your Sundays. So anyway, take it that link down below. I'm going to say, pay me, lay me, and nail me. Oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times, which is the true order of prayer. The old penalties was cutting my throat out, cutting my heart out, cutting my guts out, and health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins, sanity, power, and priesthood be upon me, and upon my posterity through all generations of time, and throughout all eternity. That is the name of the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, or sure sign of the nail. What is wanted? The bard wants not to come into heaven. Put me where the fun people are. This bard is gone.